welcome to the last of the real podcast. We are here again with another insightful, exciting, and entertainment filled episode. Now, with us, we have Stevie Vanderheiden. He has a podcast entitled Three Wheel Bicycle, and he's also a spray paint artist. How you doing, Stevie?
Very good. Thank you for letting me be on the show. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
no problem, no problem. We're trying to reach out to everyone, give everyone a voice and a platform to showcase what they're all about. So, Stevie, you know, give us a brief history about yourself and the work you do.
Just spray paint artist. Been doing it for about 8 years now. Um, yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
the podcast thing too.
8 years? You've been doing your podcast for 8 years?
I just been doing the podcast for a couple years now. Couple years.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're a seasoned vet.
Yeah. Trying. I don't know.
Right, right. Now I gotta ask, the last name, Vanderheiden. Is that German?
It is German and Dutch. And
Okay.
what's crazy is like not a lot of people can actually pronounce it right. They always say Vanderheiden.
Okay. Yeah, I see where that is. See where that's from. So I did get it right though. I didn't butcher it.
Yeah, no, you got it.
All right, all right, all right. So, all right, another question. How did you get into spray painting first?
Well, honestly, I just like I don't know. I always like sketched
Okay.
and shit like that, and then like started with like acrylic painting, and then I don't know. I just saw this thing with I was like graffiti too,
Right, right.
so like I don't know. I just seen a different format of it, so to speak, and just like ran with it.
So, can you do like murals and stuff like that?
I've only done like one, honestly.
Okay.
It's like hard to do it around here, I guess. You know what I mean? To
Yeah,
be like legal or
yeah,
whatever, just
yeah.
can't spray paint up on some shit.
Right, right. When you hear spray painting, you automatically think graffiti artists,
Oh,
inner
most
city
definitely.
murals.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, how did you get into your podcast?
Uh, to be honest with you, man, like I don't know. It was more or less I just my grandparents are all just like when we were watching like TV back in the day, you know what I mean? And they'd be like, "Oh, you're really funny. You could do something like that." And I was like radio and talk
Okay.
radio. So I just tried to keep running with it. Try to promote people too, you know what I mean? It's
Definitely,
a fun time. I dig it.
definitely. I mean, they say you got to have the voice for radio, the looks for TV, and the voice for radio, right?
Yeah, touche.
Okay.
Stevie, what's up?
Nada, man.
Yeah, your podcast, Three Wheel Bicycle Podcast. Crazy name, right?
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So tell our audience, what's your podcast about?
Well, it's just essentially comedy podcast. Try to promote other people, stuff around here in Casper, Wyoming. Um, yeah, and the name just popped up in the garage one night when we were all just sitting around drinking some brews.
You guys are always drinking. I took in one of the episode, and you guys always seem to have fun.
Yep, yes, sir.
Yeah. I,
We
I
got
also
bands and stuff on
yeah,
sometimes.
I also took in some of your spray paint on your Facebook page, and it's crazy to be honest. It's really dope.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
So tell me,
Long hours.
yeah, I can see that. I saw one with like what, a SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. So as a professional spray paint artist, right? How do you manage to stay creative, and where does that creativity come from?
Holy moly, that's a good question, man.
Apart from drinking the booze.
Uh, I don't know, honestly. Just sit there and uh
I guess
good
it's just a
tune,
vibe.
good, yes, yep, good vibe.
Good alcohol.
Tunage, yeah,
I guess it's
just
just the entire vibes there.
yeah, most definitely. I don't know. It's just when it's there, it's there, you know what I mean?
I mean, Jeremy, and you mentioned alcohol, and I had to go get myself a drink as well. So,
What you having, Brian?
I
What you having?
couldn't. Well,
What do
currently I'm drinking Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Strawberry Ale,
Ah,
and
cool.
then after this,
oh.
So
I'll be
Steve,
having
so
Sprite.
Stevie, what did you had before you come on this podcast?
What's up? Sorry.
Well, now, what did you drink before you came on this podcast?
Keystone Light, man.
Okay.
Keystone
Okay.
Light. It's like a rip-off beer, essentially. It's like the great value version of Coors Light.
Okay. So it's just an off brand of
Yeah,
Coors
it's
Light.
good. It was good though. It's good.
Okay. So Stevie, can you let or potential new audience and or listeners know where to find your podcast?
Or your artwork as well?
Yeah, we're on so you can check out the artwork, Vanderheiden Design. It's on Facebook. I'm on TikTok as well. Stevie Vanderheiden. The podcast you can we're on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube's, all that good stuff. And
Yeah.
Facebook, I guess. We go live on Facebook every Friday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty dope. We have fun.
You'll set. We gotta check. We'll definitely be tuning into your podcast, especially on your Facebook Live,
Please
because
do.
that's something that we want to do. Yeah,
Yeah,
man, we gotta spread the love and the support.
yeah, Brian.
Yes.
Actually, Steve did invite me Friday. I didn't catch a live show because I got knocked out, but I wake up back and catch the repeat, and it was entertaining. All the episodes are entertaining.
Yeah, heck yeah. Uh yeah, it's a
So
dang
for
all
any
good
listeners,
time.
if you want something to laugh about and just relaxing time, check
Yeah,
out Stevie's
essentially.
podcast. Definitely, definitely. Well, Stevie, hey, we look forward to catching up with you again. Stay connected, my friend.
Oh,
It was
most
a
definitely.
pleasure.
I appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of time. I mean,
Hey, no problem.
All right, Stevie, we'll catch you later.
all right, you guys have a good one.
All right.
Thank you.
Later.
All right. So that was Stevie Vanderheiden, you know, podcaster and spray paint artist.
Yep.
Now let's move into our EPL roundup. I know everybody's excited about this because we haven't done EPL in a while. Now, how can we not start with the Manchester Derby? Manchester United versus Manchester City. Boys against men, I should say, because this wasn't even a derby. Ryan,
Good
I
night.
mean, don't hide no. What's happening? What's happening?
let me first commend and congratulate Manchester City for winning the game. It was literally men against boys. City didn't even come out of first gear. They played with us. It was like an exhibition match, especially in the second half. Manchester United could advance in the final third against them. It was that easy. Um, City is a well-oiled machine. You know what I mean? They all them understand Pep's system and play effectively and disciplined to it. And once he's there, success will always be coming to that club. And as a huge Manchester United fan, I have to give them their respects. They are teaching Manchester United how to run a football club. Coming
Right.
from a 20 years supporting Manchester United fan. Because we have bankers who, yes, on the commercial side, they're making the club great, but on the footballing side, they don't have a clue. You know what I mean? And you see how City have invested and everything played out on the field yesterday. It was an embarrassment. You understand? It could have been so much more if David De Gea wasn't dialing back the years when he was the best goalkeeper in the world, although the goal that we conceded, the second goal, was semi
Second goal.
his fault because Luke Shaw should have dealt with it. But Luke Shaw has been poor all season, and I'm not a fan of him. You know, I commend him for how well he did last season, but he has sucked him and Maguire this season, and they're showing that they're just not good enough. Still have hope for Maguire still, but all in all, Manchester United are serious trouble, serious trouble, and I'm
No,
sad.
you've made
Yeah.
some points that I really agree with you on. No, David De Gea, he did roll back the clock. But interesting fact now, I don't mean to, rub salt in an open wound, but interesting fact, Manchester United had more shots on David De
Again.
Gea they had on Manchester City. That,
Embarrassing.
hey, listen, that is a first in football history.
Embarrassing. It shows the incompetence of the manager because I have been a staunch, what's the word, staunch support of Ole
Correct?
because a staunch man, I think staunch is the word, of Ole in the sense that he has done well for what he was given after the whole Marina debacle and how toxic everything became. He really settled the ship and brought back a high moral at the club, going back to the ethos of Sir Alex Ferguson. But he has been given to build his own team. He has done so barring the defensive midfielder, but he's proving that he's out of his depth. Like he has reached his limit and time for a change. And that's just the reality. He has brought us as far as he could. So it's time to change. And if Manchester United really want to achieve things going forward, they need to make a decision now. Bring in I would just say Carl is what it is. If we don't make Champions League, that's how it go. But we have to really set things right. Bring in a manager that knows what he's doing, not someone who's learning on a job. Because Manchester United have one of the best squads in the league.
That's
On
what I'm
paper,
wondering. How
on
are you
paper,
gonna call? How are you gonna call the season already, and you have one of the best squads in the league?
because reality is who would be best to take the club forward. They're not available right now.
Right.
They're not
No,
available. Who are you going to bring in? And it's going to be short term. You
true.
understand?
No, the next point in Ryan, you said City never leave first gear. I honestly believe City was in neutral all game long.
Let's see.
Yes. City didn't even need to start the vehicle.
They were playing with us.
But
They were playing with us. It's embarrassing. And they're not
you
making
want
sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm saying they're not making the change that they need to make because everybody sees that Ole is going nowhere with this team right now. And are you going to wait for more bad results just because we won against Tottenham, who was just as bad as us? We will get better because they are brought in a very good manager who doesn't fit Manchester United's ethos, but at least he would have been doing a better job because he's a winner and he knows how to structure a team which Manchester United lacks structure. In nothing
Well,
in our game. says organized. It's like as I said, Ian Wright is proving to be right, as his last name is. When he said
Yeah.
Ole, coaches are vibe.
Well, listen,
Because
Ryan, you want Ole out? I
That's
know
word.
everybody else want Ole in because as an Arsenal fan, I said give him the key. Like Rio Ferdinand said, put the contract on the table, sign the contract. No, Ole is at the wheel. Anyway, we're gonna move on from Manchester United.
Nah,
Because,
nah,
like
I didn't get my input on this. We're not moving on
no,
until I get my
all
input.
right.
Because
Listen, I didn't
no,
want to rub salt in the wound.
no,
But go ahead, rub the salt.
I've been raising man for the last 5 minutes. And you guys going on about Manchester United, like we're going to spend the entire night talking about Manchester United.
Greatest club in the world.
Like Birdman said, put some respect on my name. I've been waiting.
Listen, rub the salt, rub the salt.
But that was very classy from Manchester City. It's like Brian said, they were in neutral, right? They were in neutral. They didn't even go into first gear. You see, unlike that Liverpool defeat, where Liverpool literally battered you guys and beat you guys, like that was personal. This City defeat was just straight class, like, hey, Manchester United is not up to our standard right now. They didn't even break a sweat. Pep Guardiola didn't even talk to himself on the bench to how easy that was. But
Hey,
you know what? It must feel shitty being a Manchester United fan right now. Because when they look left and right, they see Tottenham fire, they see Tottenham fire their manager, they see Norwich fire their manager, they see Aston Villa fire their manager. But when they look, they see Ole with a grin on his face, ready to drive over a cliff. So but I share no pity for Manchester United. It's quite entertaining for us. So why not keep Ole in the job for the next 2 years?
No, why you narrowed to 2 years? I was thinking more like 10 because you remember who was the laughing stock at the beginning of the season?
Yes, because we have three defeats.
Yeah, look at us now. I wonder if we're level on points with Manchester United. Oh, we're above you guys.
May I mute my mic? We can't talk. I'm embarrassed.
No, you already been muted for the last couple of weeks.
No, yeah, seriously. Listen. Where's the Snipes?
Honestly, I'm not no comment on it. I'm just enjoying the Manchester United struggle. Of course, remember there was a time when Arsenal get the heavy bash, and of course when you say nobody watch Arsenal start catch them foot. Right now, what Ryan himself say, unless them get to that the head of the ship, now the foot I catch. Now go and sink. I wish now the best still because I understand that Manchester United seem to don't want to go to that route where the new policy basically it seems as a manager feel you're fired. I think Manchester United is trying to go away from that. Hence
That's what they're
sticking with.
But where football is now, if it's not working, make a change.
But who would you get, Ryan? Who's out there?
Rio Ferdinand.
Frank Lampard.
Frank Lampard. That's a good one.
Anyway.
Listen, man, just stick with Ole, man. Stick with Ole. Ole just cannot find his rule book or his guidebook at the moment. Just stick with Ole.
I agree. Stick with Ole.
Yeah, stick with Ole. But this week, trust me, I thought this week was going to be cut and dry. Manchester United would lose. You know, Chelsea would win. Liverpool would win. But this weekend, boy, believe me, it continuously, the EPL keeps on showing what's all about. Nobody expected Liverpool to get beat the way they got beat today. So, as an Arsenal fan, really?
Yeah. We just don't have no confidence in our decision in my mind, to be honest.
You see, note yourself.
I think
man,
Arsenal would
you
have
don't
screwed
listen.
up.
You think they would? Well, Arsenal is famous for doing that, you know.
Yes, man. they
Every
are
team
famous.
dropped points around us, and then we went,
But
hold my beer.
But we almost did. Did you see that joke that our keeper made when he ran out and missed the ball?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, man, he did that.
It was a hold my beer moment, you know.
But we got the win. We got the win.
That's all that's important right now. Like you say, an ugly win is better than a pretty defeat.
Agree.
All right. Ryan, look like you have something to add. All right, so let's move away from the EPL and let's talk about the return. Xavi.
Can we say the return of the prodigal son, or that's for Messi?
I mean, I think you can rightly say it. You can rightly say it.
All right.
It belongs to Messi, but you can rightly say it. The return of the prodigal son.
So it's the return of the prodigal son. But the prodigal son is not going back home in glory. The prodigal son is pretty much going right into the fire.
And that's how it is. It's baptism by fire, you know?
Yes.
Baptism by fire. Listen.
Yeah.
Some teams have just been on top for so long. They forgot that they needed a foundation. No, you know, like he's entered into a situation where it's baptism by fire.
Yeah.
There's
not
no
even the
time to.
pot.
Yeah, straight in the fire. There's no time to get your feet wet or climatize. Just thrown straight in. Now, my thing is, how do you think he'll do? Snipe, where I say?
I think first things first. I mean, I'm kind of see like a trend with these clubs these days where they are going back to they call local heroes, and I think Barcelona is in a place where they need that because one of the things local heroes bring is that renewed faith, and everybody knows that Xavi literally was the heart of Barcelona when they are playing. He's not just create play, but in the top on the field, and in the off field, Xavi was known as the voice and faith of Barcelona. So I think the nickname was the defender of faith or something to that effect. So I think Xavi coming in right now, if nothing else, he's going to bring that spirit to lift the club, and we already know to deliver the words. Now, as it relates to actual coaching ability, nobody knows what that is. Anything we say now is just speculation. Other people may say he's going to do good because he used to play football great or well, but we already know are two different categories. If the team can get that mental high, the managerial other things don't matter. As long as Xavi find the right, for me, it's just premises and move on and see what he do. I think Barcelona can get back where they used to be. I think Barcelona need that they can. How quick I can not be. If nothing else, and
but like what Brian said, right into the fire, because there's a lot going on for Barcelona, right? They're in money problem. They're in money problem. I think they're not in debt of over 180 million, right?
Yeah, they're very much in debt.
Yeah, not only that, you would have to sort out the contract problem as well, because you have some players that going into their final year of their contract. Plus, you would have to transition the new players as well. And the final piece of that project now is relying much on the senior players, because the senior players would definitely have to help him, and at the same time would have to transition out those senior players as well, because it's not like they can stick around for the next 3 years. So he have a ton of work to do.
No, you think Barcelona can or Xavi can manage all this load because he has some players there, no man, like Dembele. Dembele was injured almost all of last season. Coming
Mhm.
into this season, played
Yeah.
one game and got injured again, right? And you would consider him kind of one of the senior men now.
Yeah, but it's like what Snipe said. With Javi being a young manager, right? This will be a make or a break moment for him.
See, well, like you said, it's make or break. I don't know if he's big enough for the role, but like I said, Snipe, Barcelona needed something to bring back faith, bring back fans' faith to the club.
He's pretty much doing like
Exactly.
he's pretty much you could say like what Arteta is doing now at Arsenal. It pretty much kind of like the same vibes.
No, the difference with Arteta and Arsenal, a lot of people never wanted Arteta there because they looked at Arteta as not a club legend, like not a Henry, a Bergkamp, a Vieira. They looked at
Mhm.
Arteta as he's not in the same league as them. So he's not really a club legend. But Arteta went the right way. He got tutorage from one of the best in Pep Guardiola and Arsene Wenger.
Mhm. But I
Oh,
mean, Xavi possible could do it. Maybe Messi will return, and that will be the return of the true prodigal son. But let us see how this turn out.
no, good luck to Xavi. And in all honesty, anything happen with Barcelona, because I'm still hurt from the Champions League's final. So yeah, anything them get, them deserve.
You would want to see a great club like that just fall. You wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Listen, man, many great clubs have fallen in the past. Leeds United, Nottingham Forest.
So, so would you want to see Manchester United just fall like that? Like,
What? Like dirt.
uh,
Anyway, I'm
Harsh
sorry,
words.
Ryan. Yeah. You know why? It's from all the hate and the mockery that Arsenal were getting when we were sitting in 20th position.
all right,
That's from deep pain.
all
Yeah,
right.
some deep pain start because we did tell them no. Anyway, we're gonna move on because this one right here, people, this one right here. I don't know if you guys are all our listeners are aware of Drinks Champs. If you are aware, you need to check out Kanye West's interview. If not, you definitely need to check out some Drinks Champs interviews. It's very entertaining to say the least.
Got
You
that right.
guys saw Kanye West's interview?
Yeah, man. 2 hours of nothing but entertainment.
My gosh, man, not even a blockbuster movie no stay so.
You know what I like about the interview? I like how n.o.r.e and his team just let Kanye West just talk. They didn't interrupt him. He
Yeah,
just talk. And that was a good interview, by the way. I think that was the best Jing Champs I've watched.
my
Really?
favorite is still DMX's.
Yeah, I think that is one of the best, and I think that is one of the biggest big Jing Champs in the history. I mean, the thing currently have over 5 million views on YouTube.
Wow, wow. No,
I
is
would
it
agree
because
with
of
you that
go on, Style?
I would agree that the interview it was entertaining. For the most part, I'm not a big outside of his rapping. I'm not a big Kanye fan. With all these movement he's making and yeah, I'm one of those people that sit on the fence and like, you kind of crazy, don't you?
But easy,
But at the same
easy.
time, but that's what I'm saying. At the same time, though, when he makes his move, you see how they pay up, and they pay up big. So I guess you can say his approach in doing business is very unorthodox, but he's getting there. And to be honest, sitting down, I think it's the first time I actually sat and listened to Kanye talk. And I'd be like, if I say some of the things he's in my talk, open up my eyes to say, that makes sense. But at the same time, I feel like he's one of those persons to me that this whole slavery mentality, he's fighting so hard to get out of it that everything he seems to brand as slavery. So the fact that owning a home is a form of slavery, the white man keeping it down. And for me, that kind of, you might talk outside of my box now. I can understand feeling and so. And some may say, I become rich and can't talk so. Because there was a time when Kanye, he might talk about one house, car, money, and all of this. No, we're not run down house and all of them things there.
I agree with you in a snap. I agree with you, man, because he has a house, right?
Holy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he doesn't stay in. I think I understand where he's coming from, because to how I interpret it is like he's saying that, yo, I'm making this much connection. Like, Brian, if I come to Tennessee where you're at, right? I don't need to purchase a property over there.
Yeah,
I can
you're
just come to your place and just chill like that, for the amount of time over there. So that's what I interpreted from him, from Kanye West.
See, I interpret it as if you buy a house, you are now indebted. So you are now a financial slave to the mortgage.
Yeah, that as well.
No, but he not pay mortgage.
But the thing about
that is true.
The thing about it in the interview, he said he was not the first to do it. A lot of people, a lot of rich people are doing this. I think he said most of them did it as well.
Yeah.
The part of the interview they miss me.
Yeah, man, go and check it out. He said he's not the first to do it.
I mean,
at the end of the day, I do see what he's saying in the sense that, yeah, as the point Brad was making, that he might necessarily pay a mortgage, but owning a house, you do have to pay your property tax and all of them things there. But at the end of the day, if he's looking at like that, as long as you're making money, you're working for the white man, quote unquote. So him saying, yo, you know what? Not necessarily if I have my own house and all of them things there. Home, to him, a home is just him talking to him that. That's where he feels at home. And from that point, I can understand that. Home is where you make it. But in terms of the house and him going on that tangent, put it this way. If he's not careful how he explains that, lots of people who are following him, he might lead them the wrong way. And Kanye West have a lot of followers.
Yeah, but that would that would be on them, because he's not telling anyone not to purchase a house, At the stage where he is. No, hold on.
Not that mindset.
At the stage where he's in his career, he's saying that, yo, I'm not confined to owning a home. I'm just moving from city to city, taking Uber and stuff like that. So if you are a follower of Kanye West right now, you get up and say, I don't want to own a house, then that's just on you.
See, what people may not understand is, yes, he's moving from city to city, but in each of these cities, he may have a house.
I might have well connection.
Exactly. No, Snipe, like you said, he's so focused on this slavery thing that sometimes when you hear him talk, you think, yeah, you're a little bit too obsessed with it. Because you remember, I think a few years ago, he did an interview when he said slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that even to this day, I'm wondering, okay, what was Kanye West on that day? Does he have a split personality? Because at one moment, he will make great sense. And in a split second, he says some rubbish like that. Slavery was a choice. You never get up on this side and say, yo, I got slavery today, I go easy in my bed.
Again, that was like open to interpretation, because maybe he was saying that, hey, when you look through the history of slavery, there's like 100 slaves to like what? The slave master and just his family, right? Maybe
Right.
he was saying that why not just riot against them? That it can be interpreted that way as well.
True. True. Hey, who tell? Maybe this one is a modern day genius.
In some ways, he is, because even the part when he start talk about him hairstyle, and we love when that's about how the barber, when the barber do it, the barber don't even bother charging. The barber feel the person like, "Master, yo, did I really just do this to Kanye West?" But when Kanye West go down into speaking about him hairstyle, him say his hairstyle is like a representation of his process of doing things.
Yeah.
And when we say that, I'm thinking it makes some sense to it. And that's why I'm saying to you, say like, as Brian said a while ago, him have a split personality. Because one minute him say something like, what? But next minute you're like, yeah, that makes sense. And I understand from here, so him say like, when it grow back, everything not grow evenly. And to him, that represents his process of how him doing things from music, business, and so forth. Everything takes time to get to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So I can understand that.
And I can understand the part that you talk about with his relationship with Kim as well. That was an eye opener. He touches on the verses as well, where he said he would need 4 opponents to challenge him. So
That part there just ignorance now. The part there
honestly, I don't think it's full of himself. I think Kanye West would need 4 persons to go up against him.
If so be the case, then I will for artists who could say that about.
Of course, exactly. And that is fair to say. That is fair to say. Like Kanye West is up there. You can't just put him against just one person. I mean, Kanye West could have a verse against himself.
But what I know, Jermaine, first of all, since we have the verses, it depends who is that opponent. Because you can throw Drake in the mix.
Him saying we willing to go up against Drake. It did said it.
No, not Drake, because you know him and Drake have this rivalry. But Dr. Dre.
Him said Busta as well. The only person
Kanye West would dirt Busta.
The only person he said he wouldn't go up against was JAY-Z, because that's his boss.
That's his boss, right?
Yeah.
And JAY-Z would dirt him as well. Dr. Dre, dirt.
But what would Dr. Dre go up as a producer or as a rapper?
Either. Dr. Dre has some really, really good songs, some classics. You forgot the Chronic?
Yeah, but I'm saying, what would he go up as a rapper or a producer?
No, he could go as a rapper. He could go as a rapper.
And he have.
Could go as a rapper.
Okay.
That's it. At the end of the day, for me, Oasis versus, it all comes down to your delivery.
Right.
Because as everybody, Jadakiss made it clear when they were going up against
Dipset.
Dipset.
Everybody had Dipset to win because Dipset overwhelmingly had more popular songs than Deluxe. That's what the group called.
And to be fair to Dipset, you know, Dipset didn't sing all of their popular songs.
But stick a pin. Anybody say
that was a bad choice singing.
But well, I know anybody that have Dipset beating the Locks obviously has never listened to the Locks' catalog. Worse, you're in New York City, the home of rap, where you have to freestyle and drop something on the mic.
I mean, Brian, people were sleeping on Ja Rule as well, because people have Fat Joe
Could never. Ja Rule has been so consistent coming up. But like I said, you know, the versus night is delivery.
And going back to what you said as well, where you said that Kanye West would floor Busta Rhymes. I don't think Kanye West would floor Busta Rhymes that easily. I don't think.
For me, I think Busta Rhymes is the one person. I'm yet to see anybody who I can say, yo, we beat Busta Rhymes.
I think the perfect person can go up against Busta Rhymes is JAY-Z.
JAY-Z would floor him.
And again, I think you're using this floor thing too loosely.
Yeah.
And I think
I'm talking about the catalog of song.
Both have a catalog.
And Brian, and I'm saying, yeah, I missed the main part. Because, you have to use the same Ja Rule and Fat Joe. Fat Joe played some big songs, but his introduction to each song, you never feel it.
And the thing about that,
when Ja Rule introduced his song, before the song start playing, yes, all right, you feel the vibes.
No,
by the time you start
question.
picture,
And the thing about that in a snipe, Ja Rule is a performer. He literally
Yeah.
went out there, and that's what Busta Rhymes have with especially with his partner. What his partner name? Spliff. What's his name again?
Split.
Yeah.
Split Star.
You ever see
Yeah.
those guys perform? JAY-Z is not much of
Yeah,
a
man.
performer. JAY-Z just playing to rock left and right.
No, let me ask you a
Exactly.
question though. Let's use about the Fat Joe Ja Rule example. How many songs Fat Joe have that give you a vibe compared to Ja Rule songs that give you that vibe?
To be honest, a lot
Man.
of them. A lot of them.
Man, Ja Rule's songs that give you a vibe, man. Triple Fat Joe song.
The only thing like what Snipe said, that Fat Joe just didn't you could say transition
Deliver.
into his deliver into
Right.
his song. The deliverance was just poor, because he did release sing some anthems, but so why I just feel like that. But when Ja Rule
That-
went into his set, it was like, oh my god, shit, this are the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Because
So,
even
you
when
said-
Fat Joe played his biggest song, Lean Back, when he hit me, Lean Back, that song I love, I'm a vibe to it's me honestly, but when the way he presented, when he hit me, just like,
Nah, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that.
him flop out Lean Back, and that was his biggest hit. So, as I say, at the end of the day, Jay-Z have crazy hits, but I don't see Jay-Z as a performer where you're not gonna bring that energy for you. Say, all right, rock into this, and you hear things and start go to work.
Busta is that.
That's exactly that. People said right now the only person MC they wanna put it Busta Rhymes with is Missy. And if I think about it, Missy is an energy person too. I don't know who she is now, but
Our old dirty bastard from Wu-Tang, but unfortunately he's not here.
So adjust the energy, another catalog per se then.
No, it both
Exactly.
plays, but both plays now, because we're not dismissing one with the other. But what we're saying is that Busta would bring that energy with his catalog.
No,
Because
listen,
at the end, no matter Brian, at the end of the day, no, Busta, you only 20 songs in it you ever bring. Busta can easily find 20 hits. Of course, you know we can easily find 20 Jay-Z.
Easily.
you can find 200.
Delivery. You no matter how much you can find, at 20 alone, them I bring.
20, yeah.
But at the end of the day,
No,
it comes to the delivery of each song.
no, what I want to know is that Jay-Z himself, believe it or not, is a performer. Because there's a program that they do, I think it's Barbershop, where Jay-Z, LeBron, and a few other people talk. And Jay-Z gives an example of when he saw DMX perform and the level that DMX performed at. He had the whole stadium crying, rocking, cheering, and doing everything. And then after all of that, the producers or the people in charge said to Jay-Z, all right, your time, go. So Jay-Z said after all of that, he learned that day that, hey, you have to raise your game, elevate yourself, and can perform too. So, I mean, I'm not going to count Jay-Z out of any conversation, man.
Well, I'm just speaking. His performance is not up to what a Busta would bring. And that's just being honest. Busta is energy. Busta is vibes.
High energy, yes. Vibes, yes. But yeah, go up and go up to a man that energy, yes. Vibes,
Brian,
yes.
that is like putting Nas versus Busta Rhymes. We all know that Nas is one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Dirt, yeah.
But will Nas bring that energy on the stage against Busta
Not the
Rhymes?
amount as Busta, no.
But that's the same thing we're saying. Jay-Z would not bring that much energy. He would bring all the lyrics and everything you can think of, but energy-wise, he will not bring it.
I'm telling you what I think, Brian.
I want to see more verses. Yeah.
I'm telling you one of the things to when we look at. All right, the verses is a stop and go thing. Stop and go. So your turn, next one turn. When you perform at a concert, when everybody at a concert, Jay-Z, when he play one song and that one song, they catch your vibes, him play along on that. So it doesn't have to be reintroduced to the next song, the next song, the next song. Just once a rhythm kicking, pulling whatever song playing, that vibe's gonna just keep that flow going. Now, put him in a position where I forgot reintroduce each song. To me, they just can't see him bringing that constant energy up top where Busta Rhymes can bring. Now that's why for me, Busta Rhymes would have a top that one.
Yeah. I mean, just look at KRS
Before
one.
before we go up,
Look at KRS one versus the other day against Big Daddy.
Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, I mean, look at
Big Daddy
KRS
Kane.
one. Yeah. You saw that versus.
KRS has always been a boss.
But look at his energy.
KRS left him.
Like just by energy.
Listen.
And Daddy Kane is
Thank
a
you,
damn
Pinto.
good rapper.
Thank you. I don't think
No,
we need
but
to
this
play
is
the
it.
song.
But Walano, KRS-One's hit list and catalog also bigger than Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, but we weren't.
And the two of them are two great rappers.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the catalog, right? From the moment that man stepped on stage, you felt his presence, you felt that vibes, you felt that energy. That's what he used to win that battle. That man is a performance.
Snipe, before we jump back in the Kanye West interview, cause we got for JAY-Z Busta Rhymes. I just want to tell you this, man. JAY-Z have a few songs matter of fact, but one in particular. When the intro of that start play, shut off light, lockdown stage, plug out your mic and go up. The niggas in Paris. Yeah. Oh God, man, the beat on the song, the man. Oh, listen, man. There is no song out there that you can put in a battle with that song. That instantly beat every song. Just that beat.
All right. So when you play the one song, on the next 19 song.
Yeah.
Oh, remember JAY-Z we are talking.
Yeah, but when you play Busta and put your hands where my eyes can see, that alone leave the entire crowd. You can't tell me so that now mash up place.
Yeah, but break your neck.
Break your neck.
Come on.
When the man when Busta Rhymes said touch it, when Busta Rhymes said pass the Kavasi, come on, man.
Come on. Yo, listen,
man. Busta, man. Yeah, sleep on Busta, man. Yeah,
probably.
JAY-Z is your favorite artist, don't it?
Yeah,
No,
dog. I got DMX myself for a long time. You don't know that, brother?
And Snipe, we don't even touch Dangerous as yet. Come on. We don't even touch one with Maya Carey as yet. Come on.
Oh, gosh, man. On a mad, man.
Come on.
Hard Not Life.
Come
Blueprint. Empire State of Might.
Come on.
I would like you to comment between Busta Rhymes and JAY-Z. Who you think would win that versus?
Come on.
Yeah, please. Please. We need the listeners to comment on this.
Come on.
Busta Rhymes versus JAY-Z.
My thing is, I don't like when Brian said JAY-Z have a flow Busta Rhymes. Come and make it look like say.
Yeah, that's an insult.
Yeah, that's an insult, man. That's a big insult to Busta Rhymes. Take back that, man. A big insult that.
Listen, man.
If he's a Busta Rhymes at the baby or one of them man there.
Right now, I think DMX would give Busta Rhymes a bigger fight.
Who?
DMX would give Busta Rhymes a bigger fight than when JC would give Busta Rhymes.
That was the verses that we needed. That was the verses.
Well on.
Versus Busta Rhymes.
Bigger fight. You think Busta energy can match DMX energy?
Oh, yeah, talk about
you think Busta catalog can match DMX catalog?
Well, first of all, Brian.
Nah.
First of all, we
R.I.P. to the dog.
R.I.P. to the general, but DMX, we all saw the state that DMX was in that night. So, and I like saying, yeah. So we don't need to talk about energy right there. So, but that was the verse. That was the verses we need with him and Busta. But
so why Busta never answer?
Busta Rhymes was out there looking for people.
DMX is that challenge everybody.
So. Good question. We don't know why the two of them never link up.
DMX even go after Eminem because Eminem just the rumor was who can this challenge him. X step up, yo. I'm ready for dirt. Anybody.
Nah, I wouldn't want to see Eminem in the verses right now because that would probably just be too biased.
Of course, it will.
I'm not talking on Eminem part. I'm talking about on the black community part.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Eminem beat nobody in the verses. If I got that person,
you could put up 2 Chain and one of them against Eminem and 2 Chain come out with Soldier Boy.
Exactly.
You could put up all the baby.
And not only that, when we look at Eminem catalog, as much as he have big songs, the type of songs that Eminem have And not necessarily stand there or get a hype. Because they think
And
you're
a
going to
vibe,
sing
a vibe
beautiful.
out there.
Yeah, right. It's not that kind of vibe you don't get.
That
So,
people,
I'm going to see Eminem.
Eminem catalog is more of a clash thing. And we clash,
Clash?
you know?
Eminem,
Yeah.
people,
Clash?
Yeah, man, Eminem can clash you, brother.
You
Don't
mean
sleep on the
lyrically?
white boy. Lyrically, yeah.
Okay, yeah, man. No, man, come on, yeah, man. That's the best in the world.
Come on, don't sleep on the dog.
brutal.
But yo, we could jump back on Kanye and the drink stamp thing.
yeah.
What surprised me the most in his interview is the fact that him and Kim Kardashian are still married.
Yeah, he said it wasn't finalized. There's no paperwork.
Yeah, they said they're not divorced. So that kind of hit me like, wow. You know, I thought these guys were done and dusted, split up and everything because
Yeah, Brian, to me, it was just an honest interview. A very
Yeah,
honest
man.
interview. A very honest
Yeah, man.
interview. And like I said, n.o.r.e, just let Kanye talk. Normally, if you check out the rest of Drink Champs, n.o.r.e always interrupting the guest.
So he just gave Kanye the floor.
Yeah, and Kanye West just did this thing. Listen, me.
And-
For you to cut your ear like that, you have to be in tune with yourself to just walk around with your style like that.
I mean, the man is easy after all.
You know, there's a part when we start at pre-Kanye West where I think he's reached the point where this is just me speaking. Like, if he sees himself as a god on earth.
Bro,
Because-
you hear the man same name, Jesus.
No, because
Jesus.
everybody they brought up, like, because they're making comparisons. And it was like, he's the two person them. So if you just say JAY-Z and Nas, him and JAY-Z and Nas put together.
Yeah,
No matter who them put, he might say, yo, put them together, that's me.
Yeah,
But listen, Snipe. Listen, Kanye West has always been arrogant from day one. You know, that's always been
But
one of
even more now,
Kanye West's
take this Jesus road.
Yeah, it's gotten way out of hand now. I agree. It's gotten bad now. Like the man said,
I know when I look into, I think we've become so used to Kanye doing outrageous things is that it's becoming the norm. So the next thing, if tomorrow we see him coming with one jeans pants and one bars that hang out, we're not gonna fight him. We're not gonna say that's Kanye. We're gonna say
and you know it would have sell.
And that I'm just a get to. People would not go buy it. People still are buying Yeezys, 16,000 US.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, some rare ones.
Ugly shoes I'm not missing in the world.
Yeah, man, a space shoes, man.
More ugly than 50 Cent one, that G Unit one.
Yeah, man. Only more.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah, I mean, that G Unit shoes was ugly.
No, listen, G Unit had a variety and some were ugly, some never look bad. Like the Reebok production, them never look bad. Right? But these Yeezys, listen, man, not even astronaut now wear them, yeah. Alien to wear them.
But look how much people buy it. Look, I won't people buy that, you know.
Stop nice. Maybe somebody that listen to this podcast have a Yeezy in them closet.
Oh gosh.
Well, if somebody keeps about ugly shoes in their closet.
Listen, if you have a Yeezy in your closet, man, just make we know in the comment. You can't make we know how much you pay for it too.
I mean, I would never rock one of those shoes.
Can you afford one of those shoes?
Nope.
All right. Let's move on. let's move on. The Harder They Fall. You know, that is one of the biggest movies right now on Netflix.
Yes, Netflix can't seem to get it wrong these days.
Yeah, for real. Netflix is going hard.
Yes,
Netflix, them I get it wrong, but it should not make so much.
So from Squid Game to this, I mean, Netflix just keep rolling out the hits. They're a hit factory.
Yeah, I gotta say what I love with this. I love the fact that it's mainly an all black cast and one of my favorite actors.
The reggae music.
Yeah, cannot. The soundtrack is without are equal right now. The soundtrack is on par, man.
Yes, man.
No,
That was like a movie slash album.
exactly. And you know what? Idris showed his not his DJing skills, but he showed his love for Jamaican music in the production of this movie.
He did well for reggae music. I mean, The Promised Land and Here I Come by Barrett and Levy are now in the iTunes top 5.
All right, look at that.
Yeah.
Barrington Levy that everybody forgot about.
You see this movie though, I think it's one of those movies where it's slide underneath the radar, but when you watch it, it's like, well, and this shouldn't be a blockbuster. This should be the next Black Panther
Thank you,
kind of
Stan.
interest.
Thank
if you
you,
ask
Stan.
me.
Thank you, Stan. That should have been in theater worldwide.
Yeah, man, they should have.
For real.
That
And this is one of the negatives, though, what I see with these platforms coming out.
streaming platform.
Because, right, if you make a movie under them, you have a premiere movie with them.
Yeah.
Chance of it coming out in a theater,
Limit.
unlikely.
Unlikely.
Right. And I
But
think this is a movie that should have been mainstream in theaters.
The thing is, Snipes, remember a few episodes ago, we talked about the fact that Hollywood, in terms of movie production, has really gone backwards, or it's taken a big long slumber. This movie here has shown us that, hey, you still have a few people out there that are actually doing their thing creatively.
Yeah,
and
that's a good one.
Yeah, I even like what the producer said at the start. You know, the events did not happen, but these people existed throughout time. Yeah, man, I love that. Because stick up in the know. You know, you have some people where when they watch a movie and they see that, oh, this movie is based on a real character, they think that the movie should be historically accurate and it should follow the storyline down to a T.
Which should never.
But if you want a movie like that, Jermaine, you go watch a documentary.
Yeah, you watch. I mean, you have to throw a little spice into the thing.
Exactly. Movies are entertainment. Documentaries are historical.
Yeah.
This bringing back to the point, well, as I said from the previous episode of the talk, I say that the movie industry seems to lose its creativity.
Yeah, true.
Him, not sure I remember his name,
Idris.
Right. He really brought a different outline to it. As I said, he used real characters, but give them different storyline. And not just a different storyline, but storylines that you enjoy. I like the graphic nature of the movie as well.
Beautiful.
The whole plot, yeah, there were some predictable moments, but nevertheless, it really entertained. And you see the gunslinger, the quick draw,
that
make me laugh. Make me laugh.
Snipe, we needed to see that one. Who was the quickest one?
No,
I know, right?
We need to let all the listeners know. If you haven't seen it yet,
you need to see
definitely. You need
Brian,
to go check it out.
You know what I like about this, and I'm going back to the music. You have Dennis Brown, you have Barrington Levy, and you have Coffee in the mix as well. You remember a couple episodes back ago we were talking about dancehall and trap dancehall and stuff like that.
Yes.
I hope the Jamaican artists out here are paying attention and see what is selling, right? You see what is selling? You see what is coming in the blockbuster movie? It's not the chopping song.
Not right.
It's not the chop
real
dance
music.
Song. It is real music. And listen, there's a time and place for everything, because I'm not going to bash them for their music. And if you can't relate to Dennis Brown or you can't relate to Barrington Levy, you must can relate to Coffee. Pay attention to what Coffee is doing. This is a next movie that feature her song, and it won't be the last.
Real.
Her song came in Grand Theft Auto as well. One of the Grand Theft Auto 5, one of the biggest game ever.
Yeah, it is one of the biggest games.
And
Grand Theft Auto franchise, man.
and it won't be the last as well. So if artists out here don't want to brush up on them thing, trust me, the only movie your song might feature in is a low budget YouTube release.
And they might get IT and fancy cat.
You're right. IT and fancy
But-
chat, but they need to pay attention, Snipe. They need to
No,
pay
it's a real talk because even there was an interview with Sean Paul and Shensia, and they were saying the exact same thing because Sean Paul was basically saying Shensia say, him like the direction that she's going. She's making her music in a more global manner, but at the same time still sticking to her roots.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yeah man, because at the end of the day you never know where music can end up because even there's a series I started watch recently. Wait name? For All Mankind.
Yeah,
And that movie is a heavily white movie because it's based back in the 1960s. I know it's white people all about. And to hear Bob Marley's song, I started an intro for one of the episodes. I was like, it touched me. I never forgot all the way that far back. So
watch this.
they must
Stick up in there.
for the kind of music they make.
Stick up in, right? Yes, you know, you may have the argument that Bob Marley is Bob Marley, but watch this. You know, Coffee's music actually reached into the White House.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama actually used to listen Coffee. Yeah. They had it on their playlist. And a next crazy thing, Jimmy Cliff, some of his songs, even if people don't have a clue who Jimmy Cliff is, because I know my wife, my wife didn't have a clue who Jimmy Cliff is, right? But still, she has heard these songs in movies before. So like I said, artists, up and coming artists, you know, need to take note.
Yeah,
and it's another thing we look into, as Pinto mentioned, that Barrington Levy is now the top 5 on Spotify. When people watch a good movie and it don't really feel it, they tend to want to go and research.
Yeah.
You get me? Because even all of these people, a couple of these people were, I don't know in the movie, I never know them exist. I go research who is Jim Quick Draw and all of them people there, just to get an idea who they are, where they come from. So getting the music in a movie, somebody here can say, yo, I'm gonna look up the artist,
And the same with Dennis Brown as well. You run and you look up those artists and you say, you know, we can vibes to it. But you know what, Snipe? You know, growing up, we never see a lot of black Western movie, right? It was always just like the white Western movie. So because even when I was telling my girl that, hey, when I was watching Western movie, they always said the fastest gunslinger in the West was Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
And here that, like what Brian said, we have a cast that you know, it's black people and these are true characters. So I really love the direction of that movie.
Definitely. And not only that, it makes me also looking out for whatever this director, whatever else he may be bringing to the forefront.
Agree.
Because I just think that kind of creativity, he might come with something else. And if he can keep me entertained like that, I might be a new fan of his.
Yeah, what I have to say, Jamaican artists, brush up on the thing. All right.
And for all our listeners who haven't watched it as yet, go and check it out. The Harder They Fall.
It is a good one.
And our next thing we're catching to it by Jamaican Security, it's very similar to one of our biggest movies, The Harder They Come.
Yeah, I was just getting there. Exactly. I was just getting there.
So it's hard not to think that the director was heavily influenced by Jamaica.
I mean, listen, Jamaica is a global brand. You know? Jamaica itself is a global brand, and we have continued to produce on the global scale time and time again. So, you know, obviously people will love Jamaica and gravitate to whatever Jamaicans come up with.
My thing is, Brian, a little bit off topic. I just want more of our artists just transition into to do what the Sean Paul and the Shaggy and the Coffee are doing. Right? You
Some
can't just
conscious music.
you can't just focus on Jamaica and the 14th parish and you're gonna release a song where everybody gonna get hype up over. I mean, and you're gonna just focus on, oh yeah, my son gonna get a visa, but that just go up Brooklyn, Jersey,
But
and then places.
yeah, exactly. The boroughs. But this is it now, no, Jermaine. Shaggy had mentioned this in an interview a while back. What most artists look for is the payday today payday.
And
Because
not,
he gave the
the long run.
example,
and not the long run.
right, not the long run. He gave the example of an artist that will not do a free show for the Grammys or BBC or something because they want to go get paid to do a stage show. Yet
Exactly.
when you do a free show for the Grammys or
Grammy.
BBC,
The
you know
promotion that
everybody in the world see you.
yeah. It's just like with coffee right now. Everybody's listening to our song.
Everybody.
That's one of the most streamed movie in Jamaica right now, and that is streaming all over the world. Look at Grand Theft Auto 5. That game can't stop playing our song, isn't it right now? So like I said, if you want to focus on your chopping song in your little box, go ahead. Chop all you want.
I know, but
Well,
I was saying something to somebody the other day, to keep on this topic here, where I don't know if it's just me, but I find that music is it's become very niche, where it's like it narrow in a box, and the niche in the sense that I don't see it growing and have that explosive. What can I say? I put it this way: back in the days, you have some song where all a year are still a hit song.
Mhm.
Which
oh,
song you
you
can
mean
think
the
the
shelf life?
modern day? Yeah, which day you can think in the modern day now where you say, all right, it dropped today, probably next 2, 3, 4 weeks, yeah, it's big, and then after it just
Yeah,
which
yeah,
song will last?
yeah,
You
because
don't really find them song there again.
I agree. Yeah, may I totally agree with you, Snipe. These things, like I said, them fit in our niche, right? So right now, again, the niche is the scamming song, right? And everybody
Mhm.
are run with the scamming song, but it's seasonal because maybe in the next 2 months it become stale. Back in the days when you hear Elephant Man say signal the plane, you put a signal the plane right throughout the year and it never gets stale. Pan the river, pan the
Exactly.
bank, never gets stale.
You signal the play now twice on Christmas.
Exactly, it never
Exactly.
gets stale.
And that's what I was saying to the person, I say, yo, what is happening with this niche song is why they're not having this long shelf life. When the niche hit us, we get the same thing from every different artist. So, but eventually, unconsciously, we get tired of it. And then, because back then, you have artists that put out whole heap of variation. So you get used to this hit music, and then somebody put something different that hits you different, and you hold on the feel like a year, 2, 3. With a new song, we constantly have bombard you. After all, you just get tired. So there's no way you can be getting a shelf life on your because you're tired of it.
Exactly,
So let
Stan.
me just step out and start sing different man.
Yeah, not until somebody come out and say maybe start sing about rich life, then say everybody start sing about rich life.
No people,
Yeah,
them just
also
want to see one hit. Them just want to see you sing something different and it hit, then they might jump on it.
Yeah, exactly. So the creativity is not there.
Yes.
The
content is not there.
exactly. The beats are definitely not there because I don't know what kind of beats are these. And listen, me, this is not we bashing. We're not bashing, right? Like we said, there's a time and place for everything. If that's your creativity, then by all means, but you must have eyes can see and say, yo, say at the old time 90s music coming up to the early 2000 dancehall music, reggae music, I said, maybe we need to go back to that. Make we not abandon the thing.
When I have to go back alone, they can go forward where we can step out of what is happening.
But Snipe, the funniest thing about them, step out about them totally forget the roots.
Well, true.
That is it.
Not
That
only
is
that,
it.
the younger artists them tend to bash the roots too.
Yeah, them
And that's the problem I like.
them step out and them gone left it.
And you know what this movie showed you? this movie has shown us that, listen, our roots is vital. I mean, who
Very.
would have thought? Who would have thought a movie like this would have so many Jamaican songs from back in the day?
Not me.
And not, definitely not me. I've seen the trailer 3 times before I've seen this, and at no point in time did I expect that.
Yeah, man,
But
the movie was it's gravitating like great actors, actresses. Yeah, it was all around a damn good project.
And I like that the spoilers, the surprises that they were in the movie too, because even the last part, I didn't see that coming. I don't want
Yeah.
to spoil this for those who don't watch it, but that
Spoiler
last part
alert.
when they find out who is who,
spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
yeah, I never see that coming, and that was a nice surprise for me.
Yeah, but you know, Snipe, I start to have this kind of feeling, you know, when him take up the ring and him seem very attached to it.
All
And I
right,
say,
spoiler alert! Let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it.
you know what? Yeah, you're right. You know, fans go out and look at it.
And in that said, you know, we're gonna leave it right here tonight. You know, again, guys, you know, wanted to like, share, comment, subscribe. Definitely leave your comment on who you think would win in a versus. Busta Rhymes versus Jay-Z. Right? You're breaking it versus Hova.
Over.
And check us out on, you know, Spotify. We're on Spotify now.
We're on Google
No, we're-
Podcasts
we're-
as
we're-
well.
Google Podcasts,
Anchor.
wherever you listen to your podcasts, we're there. And for all those that, you know, still we talk every day, but you haven't subscribed yet, Jeremy, we what?
We see you. We see you.
See you. So, until then, people, this is your host, Zayn, straight and plain saying, walk good, check out the movie, The Harder They Fall. Until then, man them, safe travel on the gravel.
Yeah. And pressure Swiss Beach make Jay-Z go up against Busta Rhymes. We need it.
Dirt.